Urban Therapy with Sun752, and this is your daily go-getterism number 729 for October 1st, 2016. October 1st. Before we do this video is dedicated to my late great stepdad, who was nothing more than a father to me. That would be Henry Roscoe Blue. So I know you up there smiling down on me, giving me that positive energy that you always used to, and I appreciate you. From the time I was a little boy, helping me become a man. I love you to death, love you back to life if I could. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Tonight we talking about it getting worse before it gets better. Some things get worse before they get better. You never know what life is going to hit you with. You never know when you're going to get hit with a tragedy, problems out of nowhere. Things come apart, fall apart, and when it happens, it puts our nerves in a tailspin. It makes us wonder how we're going to do certain things, how we're going to change around and adjust to certain things, because that's really what it all takes. It takes some adjustment. And while you're adjusting to this change, things are worse before they get better. They will get better. I do honestly believe that things will get better, but before they get better, we have to go through the fire. We have to weather the storm, and we have to adjust to the new way of doing things. And most importantly, and the real tough part about it, is adjusting to thinking differently than we used to before. I'm going to give y'all a few scenarios, and we're going to rock out like that. Let's take somebody gets locked up. Somebody gets locked up out of the blue. You get accused of a crime that you didn't do, and now you have to fight that case. One of the biggest problems initially is that you have to make bail. Now, if it's for a murder case or something like that, you're not going to be able to make bail. Now, one of the biggest problems with this arrest is that when you get arrested, you don't have time to shore up any loose ends that are going on in your life. So you don't have time to pay any bills. You don't have time to lock up your place. You don't have time to make sure that your kids are straight and situated. You don't have time to make sure that people know what's supposed to be paid at this time and schedules that are supposed to be met. You don't get a chance to do any of that. You don't get to make a few phone calls before you get arrested. You get arrested on spot, and then whatever happens after that, hopefully you get a chance. Hopefully you get a chance to make bail and be able to take care of things and put things back to normal while you're pending trial. But if that's not the case, or if your bail is too high and you're not able to make it, you are totally dependent upon people to take care of the things that are going on in your life. So all kinds of explanations have to be made about how come you can't be where you need to be, we're supposed to be, we're scheduled to be. People have to make reasons and excuses up for you. And it's tough, because it might be a situation like the nature of your arrest may be of such a sensitive nature that you really don't want people to know about that, even if it is a false accusation. Hell, it could be a real accusation. Nonetheless, that's your business. And whatever's going on in your life, people are going to have to take care of it for you. So you have to put your trust in them. And these are all things that are making things worse before they get better. Because they won't get better until you're able to get effective counsel. It can take a long time. So if you can't make bail, if you can't scrape up enough money to make bail, then you're going to have to wait until the trial plays out. It may be a jury trial. You may face the judge. Of course, we know that the choice is yours when it comes to that, and you're probably going to choose the one that is going to secure the best outcome based on the evidence that they may have against you. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because I can really talk about this all day. The bottom line is, it's going to cost you a whole lot of money, which makes things worse before it can get better. And this is going to cost you a whole lot of time, which makes things worse before they can get better. And you're going to be sitting in jail exposed to a whole lot of criminals. Some of them aren't that understanding, and that's what's going to make things worse before they get better for you. A death in the family. A death in the family can tear a family apart, especially if it's a sudden death. So you didn't have time to make peace with people. But we're not even talking about the deceased right now. It's the carnage that may be left in the wake of the deceased. So, if there wasn't a living will, if there wasn't any life insurance, now you have to come out of pocket. And that's why you see so many people online, with GoFundMe accounts, because they can't afford to bury their loved ones. And that's tough. Burial costs, paying an undertaker, it costs a lot of money. A lot of money. And who's ever prepared and just happens to have $5,000, $10,000 on hand to take care of everything as far as the funeral arrangements are concerned? Sorry, y'all, about the yawns. I'm not even tired like that. Anyway, we haven't even started talking about the pain of losing a loved one. So if it's somebody that you were really close to, and you realize that you're not going to be able to talk to them anymore, communicate with them anymore, get advice from them anymore, feel their energy, their positive love and energy, their spirit, hugs, kisses, whatever, all of that's gone. And you're facing money and dealing with family members who are upset and maybe feeling opportunistic. A whole lot of crazy stuff goes along with dealing with the death of a loved one. None of which you really want to take care of at the time that you're still grieving. And that's how and why things get worse before they get better. Because they won't get better until you're over the grieving process. And the grieving process for some people can take years. And then they have to deal with people telling them to listen, not to be insensitive or anything, but you gotta get over it. Life goes on. They don't understand what you're feeling. And we do know that life has to go on. It doesn't mean that the pain of losing someone's life doesn't hurt as you go on with yours. It is what it is. Another thing, another example that illustrates how things get worse before they get better is, let's say you have a fire at your house. You didn't have any homeowners insurance. Sure, you got to deal with people saying, well, you should have been prepared, whatever. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You have a fire at your home. You lose all of your possessions. You can't get any of that stuff back. Some of those things may be heirlooms. Some of those things may be things that are priceless. Priceless to you because they can't be duplicated. And now you have to find a place to live. You may have had cash in there. Maybe you don't keep your cash in a bank. Maybe you keep cash. Maybe you keep cash on hand. All of it burns in the fire. And you've lost everything. So, you don't have nothing. You know what? Take it back to the whole incarceration thing. Let's say you have a job. You have a job and you can't work anymore. And if you're in jail long enough, you get fired from your job. So let's say your job works with you and they hold your spot for like 30 days. But you don't get released until the 35th day. Things get worse before they get better. Back to the fire thing. Because I forgot about that before. I want to make sure I got that up. Back to the fire thing. You lose all your possessions. Not only that, but having a fire at your house is such a devastating thing. It puts your nervous system, oh my God, it just twists and turns it. It gets to the point where when you smell fire anywhere, where you go, whatever, it just makes you nervous. It makes you feel bad. It gives you this terrible feeling. You never want to experience that again. People lose their lives in fires too. Or you can really seriously mess up your health. So, things get worse before they get better. You got to find a place to live. Maybe you don't have a lot of money saved up, whatever. You didn't have insurance. You lost everything. And now you got to struggle to get back on track. Get it together. Put the pieces back together. Things are going to be worse before they get better. How long will it take you before you get back all of the stuff that you had? The stuff that you could get back. How long is it going to take? How long will it be? You know, people giving you donations and all that kind of stuff. That's a beautiful gesture and it's lovely. Lovely. It doesn't take away from what you're used to being able to do for yourself. So it gets tough. But if we don't get nothing out of this video, one of the things that I want to impress upon y'all the most is that things will get better eventually. You know, never stop fighting, never stop striving, never stop trying. There's always a light at the end of the rainbow. You know, I was gonna get into, you know, getting diagnosed with a terminal illness. I don't really have a lot of time to do that. I don't want to make this video too long, but I say this: when you get diagnosed with a terminal illness, you already know that things are going to get worse before they get better, because now you have to deal with the devastation of knowing that you are waiting to die. And now you have to try to find a way to fight this thing so you can turn this terminal illness into just an illness or something that you used to have. And there is a way to do that. And it's all diet based. People don't hear me though, but trust me, it is what it is. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, when it comes to the tragic events that happen in your life, no matter how tragic they are, maybe they're tragic to you and not to others. Maybe they're big things to others and not to you. Nonetheless, they are still events and fairly catastrophic. Things are always going to get worse before they get better. But they will get better. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe, you know, trust in your higher power. Trust in the energy. Trust in the universe. Trust in yourself. Take things one day at a time. One step at a time. One problem at a time. Don't try to fix everything at once. Everything doesn't fall apart at once. It's a gradual process. I hate it, but it's true. So, let's just try to get our overstanding together, y'all. Not understanding, overstanding. There's a reason for that. How's y'all later? Y'all have a great night. Peace.